Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to today's episode of Stock Trading Pro. We got a good stock market live for you today. We have a ton of stocks to trade today. I want to say hello to LJ. How's it going, LJ? Good morning. Good morning. Dustin doing absolutely the best game planning that I'm seeing in the boot camp right now by a mile. Really, really good job. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Today's stock market live has, in case you're wondering how to make money as the stock market crash continues to unfold, we got a list of what I believe are the best stocks to buy this now. I'm also going to walk you through, if you're wondering how I do my research, I've been giving out the template for it. And I actually have a brand new template of research that I did this weekend. So if you're wondering how to do that research and mold everything kind of in the structured way to choose which stocks you plan to buy, I'm going to actually give you that research document today. So you see what I'm looking for, the research I did over the weekend, how I organized which stocks to buy heading into Monday, and how I'm setting that up for the week. So I'm going to give you it right now just to show you what it looks like. This is actually the document. So we're going to get a little bit deeper into that as well. Something else that we talk about, I get a lot of questions. If you happen to see this weekend, we posted a update of a new video of which of the top trading books that I have. And I gave a little bit of a synopsis of why I think those are the top trading books that you should have. There was 11 actually that I put in that video. But what I want to talk about today, I got a couple of more that I want to introduce you to because I'm getting some really nice feedback from stock traders here about giving them kind of shortcuts of how to accelerate their learning curve and get into this crazy mind and figure out what to do next. So what I want to do, obviously, you need to have this book. Okay, we'll first put that one up there. If you don't have Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, shame on you. And just to give you an idea of how long I've had this book, Borders Books, the Borders Books doesn't even exist anymore. That's how long I've had this book. So Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, that's the first one. Now we're going to work our way over. I love classic trading books. So the next one, this one's a really, you can pick this one up on Amazon, I think. Jesse Livermore's Method of Trading in Stocks. And this is written by Richard Wyckoff. So these are actually interviews that Wyckoff did with Jesse Livermore back in the day. This one's really quick. It's like, I don't know, maybe like 40 or 50 pages, but really well worth it. So obviously we're talking about Livermore, we're talking about Wyckoff, which means that you need to have this book. This book is a really good one that it was written in 1910. And you can see here, Studies in Tape Reading. And you can see this is also by Richard Wyckoff, which is the same dude that interviewed Livermore. So these are the classics. In case you haven't figured out, I'm a little bit older. I like the classic trading books. I like these books really give the foundation of understanding which stocks to buy, how to interpret the market. And tape reading is kind of what's the word? A mysterious thing that a lot of people don't understand. They think it's getting in at the right price. They think it's that little thing going across the bottom of CNBC. It's not. If I could describe tape reading for you, it's putting all of the pieces together. It's the market, it's the sector, it's the industry groups, it's hitting order flow from multiple timeframes, it's determining the optimal entry, it's determining when you hit your initial profit target, when you should shift over to a profit maximizer. All of that is tape reading. And it sounds like a lot, right? But it's, if you want to master the markets and understand stocks and which stocks to buy, you need to learn how to put these pieces together. And it's kind of fun, actually, especially if you happen to be day trading, especially if you're day trading with us in our Discord channel right now. The way that we structure the market and the way that we look at the market internals, the bigger picture in the sectors and our individual stocks, it's kind of fun because you get this instant feedback that you're reading the tape properly, you're understanding order flow, and you understand in a heartbeat which are the right stocks to buy now at that moment. And then you put that same piece together on the swing trades. They're a little bit longer term holding ideas, but it's really fun. When you understand what you're looking at right now, it's really fun. I can't even say any other way to put it. So what I want to get across to you right now, obviously I just talked about 3 different books. If you didn't catch them, you can go back at them. The market right now, it's bearish. Let's just say that. So buying stocks right now as the market's going down, you really need to be on top of your game. You really need to be on top of your game planning, which is why I want to walk you through this sheet today and show you exactly how I do it. I want to give you some ideas of what to do. And you can see the rotation in some of these stocks over the week. But I want to get this across to you right now. If the market's frustrating you right now, if the stock market crash that's going on right now is overwhelming you, and quite frankly, if it has you scared, it just simply means that you're looking for everything as opposed to looking for something. And that's really what tape reading is. That's really what order flow is. So when I talk about stocks to buy here on these stock market live streams, I am literally walking through. I'm giving you the end of 90 minutes to 2 hours worth of research that I do every day to give myself the best stocks, to give myself the best stocks to buy, and to position our community to be in the right mindset and in the right area. One other thing. Hey, man, good morning. How's it going? Good morning. Good morning. One other thing is we get a lot of questions about how to build the right list of stocks. And there's essentially 3 different ways to do it. And you know what? I'll actually draw this out because I think it's kind of important. I'm going to actually put this up on the screen right now. If you're new to the markets, right? So there's 3 types of stock lists that you want to build. You want to build a stock universe that you trade every day. And this could start out to be anywhere from 3 to 5 stocks. And then eventually that list goes out to, it could go up to 10 or 15 stocks. Now, a lot of people but I'll limit my opportunities if I don't have a big list of stocks to buy. And nothing could be further from the truth, because you actually master those stocks and you know the personalities. And again, that's actually a big part of this book, where he talks about understanding that you don't need a big list, but you need the right list, which is actually what we're working our way over into here. So the first list of stocks could be 3 to 5 stocks that you know well. You put 5 in there, you start trading them. 2 of them you can't trade for whatever you do. You kick those 2 out and you bring 2 more back in. So the second way of building a list of stocks is sectors. And a lot of hedge funds run this way, where you might be looking for energy. You might be energy, technology, financial. You pick 2 of those sectors. You pick one of them. You trade them long and short, or maybe you trade them long only, but you specialize in those stocks, and everything going on with those stocks, you know them better than anybody. And again, I want to get out of your mind right now that you think, but if I narrow my list of stocks, that will mean that I will limit my opportunity. And you get the opposite of that. You become really good. Again, this is such a cliche, but think about it. Who makes more money, a specialist or a general practitioner? Obviously, if somebody specializes in a certain kind of taxes, or somebody specializes in a certain kind of surgery, versus you going into the doctor and he tells you, okay, look up and cough. Okay, good. And that's it. He's not really doing anything. I mean, he's doing something. He or she is doing something. The specialist always makes more money. So that's the second way. The sector trader, you pick sectors. The third way is a pretty interesting one, and that is where you run custom scans each day. And those custom scans could be for order flow. They could be for percent change. They could be for pattern recognition, anything along those lines. So if I give you just like a little bit of a idea of what that means. So these are the kind of scans that I provide for the community every day. So you can see snapback is an individual type of setup. A bullish U-turn is an individual type of setup. Bullish order flow with inside day is a specific kind of setup. Bearish snapback trades, bearish setups, bearish inside day. So those are individual types of scans. So what you can do right now, just take a snapshot of this, because it's kind of important. You want to be able to learn how to develop 3 different types of stocks to buy list, so that when the market's going up, the market's going down, the market's going sideways, your trading business will always have something to do. And this is really where you start to elevate yourself. Now, the most common question that I get is, which of those 3 do I start with, or should I start with? If I was teaching my nephew to start trading stocks and just get in there for the first time, I would have him start with the top one. I would have him start with this here, and I would ask him to pick a list of 3 to 5 stocks. Now, the obvious question is what list of 3 to 5 stocks should I be starting with? And I'll get to that in just 1 second. Somebody actually just typed in about BBBY, which is actually, it's up 60% right now. So thank you so much. We're actually going to talk about that right here. Do I think meme stocks are back? No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I think meme stock mania is done. I think it happened. I think it was a unique moment in time, but we're going to thank you for posting that, Lewis. We're actually going to take a look at BBBY in a second, but I want to give you BBBY heading into today's market with the same framework that we used recently in Target, Kohl's, and JWN, because we're giving ourselves the game plan heading into that immediately. I want to say hello to Michael. Hey, Michael. Good morning, Michael. That's awesome to see. I love to hear that kind of stuff. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Kevin O'Toole, this is actually a good question. How do you narrow them down to 5 stocks? That's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. So, all right. So this is awesome. So I want to make it clear though, understanding which stocks to look at, having a list of stocks that meet the criteria versus having a understanding of how to make money. That's not the same thing. I could give you the big list of stocks every day, but you still need to understand what happens between entry and exit. So we're going to head on over. I'm going to show you this list, and we're going to head on over to here. So we're going to focus here. So how do you start building that list? So the first thing on the bottom is the sectors. You can break it down and choose a couple of stocks in the sector based on either price or average true range. Average true range is what the stock does from low to high on a regular basis. So you might pick 2 basic material stocks. You might pick 2 technology stocks. You might pick 2 energy stocks. That's the way that I would start out first. I would think that technology stocks, they have so many stocks from $20 up to, $3,000. You could find something within that window. So pick 2 technology stocks, pick 2 energy stocks, pick 2 basic material stocks. Basic material stocks are flying right now. And there's 4 that we've really been watching. And I'll just give you an idea of which those ones are. And actually, good comment here. The stock futures are actually rallying right now. They were down 70 just a couple of minutes ago, and they're actually rallying pretty hard right now. But some of the basic material stocks that we've been watching, which have been in play for quite a bit right now, Alcoa, we've been watching, NUE, we've been watching, NEM and AEM to a little bit of a lesser degree. If you want to watch the ETFs over here, you can watch SLV or you can watch GLD. Those are the ones as well. So that's one way of doing it. You can go into the sectors, and that's actually the first way that I started to do it. You go into the sectors and you look up the holding in those sectors, and you kind of pick the ones that have the highest weighting in the sector ETF. So you have XLV, for example. So you would go into the XLV ETF, which is healthcare. And if you believe that you want to trade some of the healthcare stocks, then you would go into this list. And again, it's the tab over here, sector stocks. And you would scroll down to healthcare, and you would find the healthcare stocks that meet the dollar amount that you're comfortable with trading. And you pick 2 of them. So that's one way of building your list. And I actually think that's probably what I'm going to show you 1 and then 1A. So that would be one way of picking it stocks in your universe. Now, I could hear well, if I have 5 or 7 stocks, that's too many. It's not too many. And I'll tell you why. Every single day, you will end up having 7 stocks in your list. You create this entire game plan for which stocks you think are obvious. And then the market opens or the market unfolds during that week. If you happen to be a swing trading, maybe 2 of them out of the 7 will be in play. And that's not a bad thing. That means that out of the 7, you have 2 ways of making money right now, whether it's a day trade or a swing trade. Now, the other question comes in, which is kind of ridiculous, but I understand it. But what if all of them are trading well? How am I supposed to know which one to trade? Well, isn't that the best problem in the world, that the list of stocks that you have that you did a good job picking, they're all doing exactly what you expected? How do you go a little bit deeper than that? From that list, then you go a little bit deeper into the group. So we just talked about the bigger picture of stocks. So what if one of the stocks you pick happens to be Run, for example? Let's say Run, and you're looking at solar stocks for whatever reason, and they have been on our list recently. So that is technology, technically. Then you go deeper into the industry group. So if all of your stocks or even one of your stocks happens to be trading really well, it's now your responsibility to go over and say, okay, what other stocks in this group can I put into my watch list to know, is order flow piling into this at the same time? And that's actually what I'm going to show you here. So if we're looking at run, then we're looking at JKS, which you can see kind of exploded recently, ENPH, SPWR. You get the idea. We're starting to pay attention to this, where they all started to perk up. So that's one way of doing it. Now, again, if I was teaching my nephew the best stocks to buy now, this is the way I'd be working him through it. And hopefully you're going to do the same thing. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the link to watch this, to download this sheet for yourself. Okay. Okay. So then we work our way over to this tab here, which is stocks in play. Now, this is probably one of the most advanced things that I could be teaching you right now. Even if you're brand new to stocks and the stock market, you're not sure which stocks to buy. This is where you would start out. You start out with the obvious stocks. They're called market stocks. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Jesse Livermore did it. Richard Wyckoff did it. Okay. William O'Neill did it. All of the great trade. Gerald Loeb did it. They all focused on market stocks. I do not trade penny stocks. I do not trade OTC stocks. I trade the market leaders. So when the market moves, you have a really good chance of these stocks moving with it, and it becomes easier. And again, easier in air quotes. For when you buy stocks, it's easier because you're trading with all of that buying pressure on you at the same time. So again, all tide, what's that? The strong tide lifts all boats or something. It's just easier. Now, the question comes in is when the market's going down like this, how do you find the best stocks to buy? Well, that's where you really need to understand how to dig into order flow in multiple timeframes. The way that I talk about it and the way I teach it in the boot camp is you need to hit order flow from different angles to determine which stocks are in play right now, showing relative strength as the market's going down. Is there a sector? Is there an industry group? I just showed you an industry group, the solar stocks. Again, let's talk about BBY. Somebody just brought that up before, and thank you for doing that. BBY, the last time I looked, is up 60%. BBBY, it's all the way up here. It's up 67% right now. It's actually up higher than the last time that I looked at it. And if you didn't hear the story, obviously this is a big deal right now. But BBBY has new investors from Chewy and a couple of other companies, and that has the stock super pumped right now. So 90 minutes, 2 hours before the market opens, how do we game plan to trade BBBY? Well, we already have the roadmap. I've been giving you the roadmap. So hopefully you've been following along of what we've been talking about. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You'll get updates. You'll understand so you don't miss out on any of these kind of ideas. And if you find these videos valuable, do me a favor, please smash that like button. But I'm going to show you the trades that we talked about last week. And I think JWN is probably the premier stock for that last week. So when JWN gapped up, we literally said, as long as it's above this price, you can get in there and bid, because that means new order flow followed up after the gap. And we had some really easy trades there on JWN on the day that it gapped up. So we also talked about the same thing in Target. Target did not hold the gap, so we did not hang on to the idea. We didn't do anything. It traded down, which, by the way, that's another big part of trading. If we go into the market during the day and say, this is what I need to see, if that happens, I'm good. Then I'm going to look for entries. Here's where I'm talking to you. Here's where you are frustrated, and it's the reason you aren't making money. And I talk about this. I want to see this, and if I see this, then I'll place a trade. Here's where you get in trouble. You want to see this, but you don't see that, and you place the trade anyway because you did the work. That's where you slowly bleed money from your trading account. You're buying stocks at the wrong time because they do not meet your criteria, which kind of takes us into this part of the spreadsheet that I want to show you now as well. So if we go back over here, this was the criteria, very similar to JWN. So JWN held the bid and saw a follow through. Target did not. So Target didn't, so there was nothing to do. So how does that translate into the trade today in BBBY? Too many B's in there. Well, we are looking for, it's even off the chart. That's how high it is right now. It's all the way up here. So we're looking for that to be the opening price. As long as it maintains that opening price, only then Do we go in there and look for either day trades today, or if you're looking for a swing trade, you now understand, this is kind of cool because this is a part of tape reading. You now understand how to, the basics of reading the tape, where is price moving closer to or further away from that reference point. As it moves around, you know exactly what you're looking for. So remember, we talked about at the beginning of today's Stock Market Live. If the stock market crash is overwhelming you right now, it simply means you're not specific enough into what you're looking for. But think about what I just told you. All of the possibilities of what could possibly happen in BBY right now, right? Think about what we're learning right now as a group, as a community. And obviously, I want to really thank everybody for being here with me. Right now, what we're learning as a community is that no matter what happens in the stock market today, big up move, big down move, all over the place, stocks flying all over the place, you know exactly what you're looking for in BBY. How powerful would it be for you to have that feeling every single day prior to the market opening? You say, this is all I'm looking for. And if that happens, then I feel confident that I could go in and buy stocks. If it doesn't happen, you know what you got to do? You got to have your cup of coffee, sit back, and you wait for the market to do what you were looking for. That is where trading becomes fun. That's where trading becomes structured. And that's, if you're following the plan, that's where your account starts to grow steadily, not because you're predicting, not because you're forecasting, because you're prepared. And think about it. I'm going to pull this up on the screen one more time, and then I'm going to walk you through the spreadsheet again, okay? Anything can happen in this stock today. The only thing you're looking for is, how does it trade around that price? And I know I can hear what you're thinking right now. So let's take a look at Tom Lou, right? Tom might be thinking, oh, it can't be that easy. I'm telling you right now, if you know what you're looking for, you're not lost anymore. If you know that's the only thing I'm looking for in Microsoft today, Apple, or whatever stock, Tesla, whatever stock you happen to be buying, right? If you know what you're looking for, you're not lost anymore. The stock market is no longer confusing. It's no longer overwhelming. The stock market crash doesn't matter anymore because you are building arguments. You're reading the tape. You're tracking the order flow. And you say, if this happens, only then will I start to look for a spot to buy that stock. I'm telling you, that is what trading at the highest levels, where it becomes fun, where you wake up every day expecting to make money. Will you make money every day? Of course not. I don't make money every day, but I make money at the end of the week and the end of the month because I keep my losses small and I work on hanging on to the winning trades longer. That's what real trading is like. So look, you can stay here on YouTube. You can join me in our boot camp. I hope you do. If you want to learn about that, there's a link below here in the description where it says learn to trade stocks. At least click through and learn. And actually, Scott Henderson's a part of our community right now. Just amazing results right now for Scott. I'm so proud of you right now. And I've only been in there for a couple of weeks. Absolutely amazing. Tom, yeah, that's actually a big thing we're going to talk about today because we're talking about some of the way things are unfolding because of the Russia invasion of Ukraine. And we've obviously been talking about oil, right? So oil has been a big part of it. Obviously, we walked you through last week going on FinViz, and you make sure you click over here into futures. And you want to go into energy, and you want to look at we actually hit some really big numbers here. But one that is not really getting a lot of conversation, which are the grains, the commodities. We've actually now hit a wheat move to the upside. So what does that mean? Well, I think the last time I read the quote was 29% of the world's wheat comes out of Russia. So that's obviously a big thing right now. So now there's a shortage of wheat. Wheat is being affected. So Tom actually posted in here, which thank you, Tom. Really appreciate that. If you go over it, there's actually an ETF to trade for this right now. And it's not that expensive, but this is what it means to be prepared. So if you're prepared here, this is what wheat looks like. And this is what we're talking about. So you go into FinViz, go to futures, and go over to greens. And this is what's going on with wheat. That's a pretty big deal right now, and you can take advantage of it here. WEAT is the wheat. Okay, you can take a look at that. Some of the other stuff we're talking about here, obviously oil spiked up to $126 a barrel today, the highest level since 2008. Something else I want to talk about, which is a pretty nice article, and I'll actually post this in the chat here, right here. We get this question all the time, and IBD did a really nice article on it. I don't know if you can see the top article here, but basically they're talking about booking profits quicker in this market. And I think that's the smart trade in this market right now. With the way the market's been trading, it's been very easy if you do the prep work and you have your game plan all mapped out. It's been very easy to find stocks to buy. The challenge that a lot of people have had recently has been whether or not they've been holding those profits. So now you have stocks that you buy that are going up against this bearish order flow, or if you're a little bit more of an advanced trader and you are short selling stocks as they're going down, like I'm going to show you the trade that we have in General Motors right now on the short side, against the bearish order flow, a little bit quicker to be booking profits. In the direction of the bearish order flow, we're looking to shift out to the profit maximizer on a bigger picture. So I want to walk you through that. So obviously take a look at this article. I just posted that in there. It's pretty cool. But what I want to walk you through is the swing trade that we have here in General Motors, which you can see is from February 22nd. So the entry, the short sale entry, 47.50, and the initial profit target of 42.25. So on the short side, and the 22nd, which is right in this area here, right here is when we put the short sale on. So 42.25 was our target. So we punched through our initial profit target. So we're up money on this. And now we're looking for a bigger move to the downside. So we hit our first target. And now we're looking for the next one down here at 40 and change. So we'll probably really tighten that one up quite a bit. So I want to get back over to the spreadsheet. So what I want to promise you right now is this is the research that I did over the weekend. So I'm giving you my forward ideas heading into Monday, and then throughout the week, I update this for myself throughout the week. But I want you to be able to download a copy of this for yourself so that you can at least understand how to start to map out your ideas. So if you happen to not be in the Facebook group already, Top Trading Pros is our Facebook group. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to pull this in for you. This research document, if you go into the group, you can click here and it's actually pinned to the top. But what I want to talk about is this right here. So I'm breaking the order flow down in 3 different ways. Now, this is one of the biggest things that I talk about. If you remember last week, I mentioned that when I run my volatility scans, which are breakout scans, I hit it from 3 different angles. So when I do inside day scans, I have 3 different scans measuring order flow in different angles, different time frames, different ways to measure it. Some of them are percentage gains. Some of them are moving averages. Some of them are where they're trading since March 1st, that kind of stuff. And you'd be surprised. You find different ideas, even though you're just looking for the same inside scan in that particular instance. So I'm going to walk you through this sheet so you understand. So if you're not in the Facebook group, Top Trading Pros, there's a link down in the description. Make sure you go over there. Obviously, it's free. Join the group, and this is actually pinned to the top so you can download this for yourself. So one of the first ways, and I update this new for everybody in our community every day, are stops that are showing the top order flow from the month. So when I say the month, I'm talking about March 1st. So I'm tracking order flow from March 1st. Then we're talking about the week. So the week is from Monday. So Monday unfolds, Tuesday unfolds. So each day as the week is unfolding, different stocks are having a really good week. So could you imagine me giving you the list of stocks every day that are showing the most order flow this week right now? That's a pretty powerful list to have. Then you work your way over to the next list, and this list is a little bit different, where this is just momentum over the 2 prior weeks. So we're hitting order flow from different angles, and then each day I update this list for the members of our Order Flow Pro community and our bootcamp community. So it becomes a rotating, iterating list where I'm giving the research and I'm giving the best ideas. And then I break that down even further, where I then give the exact stocks that meet the criteria. So we have the bigger list of the universe of stocks to trade that are performing well now. We have the scans, such as bullish U-turns and snapback trades and that kind of stuff. But I want to go back to what we said before, which was the list of building this guy right here of the universe. So when you download this, so again, all you have to do is just get into the Facebook group. It's pinned to the top. You'll get it, right? So when you get into the group, you can see it's right here. It's literally right on the top. You click the document. But remember what we talked about before when we were talking about this right here, this list of stocks. if you want to find a way to start your list, start here. Start here where you're either finding some stocks in the Dow Jones, pick 3 to 5. You can go into, if you like trading NASDAQ stocks or tech stocks, go and pick your top 3 to 5 stocks in the QQQ. Or, which I normally do, is I would go over and pick stocks in the S&P 500. So these are the top 25 weighted stocks in the Qs and the S&P 500. If you're still not sure, which one, then I have another tab, one more tab that I want to show you. So you remember what I talked about before. I said when I first started doing this, I picked 2 stocks from each group, and I'm saying, okay, which of these represent the economy? So I could pick 2 here and 2 here and 2 here. And regardless of how the market's unfolding, the stock market might be going up, the stock market might be going down, I'll still always know which are the best stocks to buy because I'll have a list of stocks that I could look for relative strength. So if the market's going up, which stocks are going up with it and the strongest? If the stock market's going down, which stocks are going up, showing relative strength? So we've seen that a lot recently where we have bearish order flow, but bullish momentum. So now you have that choice. Are you trading the bearish order flow, buying puts or short selling stocks, or trading inverse ETFs, which we pointed that out as well. So I'm going to walk you through that final list, which is here. So if you see this list and this column over here, put these stocks in a separate watch list. So you can see that there is maybe 100 stocks here. There's 87 stocks here. So these stocks, you'll see Costco, Cisco, CVS, Chevron, Delta Airlines. That's another list of stocks where you could potentially go in there and pick and build your universe of stocks. So we gave you a lot to wrap your head around today. So I'd really love to see you. If you could please do me a favor, obviously click the link in the description below this video and go into the Facebook group and you could download this spreadsheet for yourself. So I've given you Monday's ideas. I update this throughout the week. The rest of the week, you'd have to understand how to update this yourself. If you want me to do it for you every day, also there's a link down there. You can learn about the boot camp as well. But you can also see that I started off with sector rotation, and you can see how rotation is, and you can see that I update this for the community each week as well. So I just can't stress this strongly enough. Obviously, I love doing these videos. I want to help. These videos are designed to give you ideas. These stock market live streams are designed to give you ideas. But you know what really the biggest thing they're designed for? Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And I hope that I'm inspiring you to say that, yeah, the market is driving me crazy right now. Maybe I do need just a little bit more structure. Because think about what I said, and you think about that chart of BBY. Okay, we're just going to go back to that one more time. Okay, that price right there, where we end up, actually, it's all the way up to 28 now. This thing just keeps going. Oh my gosh. Just imagine this right now. The stock market opens and it's flying all over the place. And we get these questions all the time. How do you day trade the open? How do you understand which stocks to swing trade? I know everything I plan to do before the market opens. It literally does not matter what happens. I'm only looking for certain types of price action. That's where trading becomes easier and trading becomes fun. So look, if you want trading to be fun, you want trading to be easier, get into the boot camp. At the very least, there's a link down there. At least learn what we do and make that decision to see if it's for you. If not, my gosh, I'm so grateful that you're here with me every day. I have to make sure I say hello to John Bates. John Bates, good morning. Good morning. Miss you, pal. Love you, pal. John Lash, how's it going, buddy? Good morning. Thank you so much. So anyway, that's the structure. So click down below into the description, get into the Facebook and download the Facebook group. It's called Top Trading Pros. Download this document for yourself. I want to inspire you that when you're looking for stocks to buy, you have a list already built. And then when the market opens, you're just sitting back, having coffee and just looking for entries. Doesn't matter if it's a day trade or a swing trade because you're ready. That's the part that I really want to get across to everybody. If I tell you I'm doing 90 minutes of game planning every night to coming up with all of these ideas, that's why trading is easy for me after the market opens. Now, again, easy means I know what I'm ready for. Easy means I could read all the price action because I know what I'm looking for. It does not mean I make money on every trade. Every trader loses money on some trades. I expect to lose money on some trades. I don't care because if I keep my losses small, it's just a question of when the next trade keeps going, and that pays for all those tiny, annoying losses. So again, I hope I'm inspiring you to fall in love with stock trading. I hope I'm inspiring you to understand that you can do this. You just probably need to be a little bit more structured. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. If you have any follow-up questions, leave them. You know what? Even better, put them in the Facebook group. Go down into the link down there, get into the Facebook group. And if you have follow-up questions, post those into Facebook group, post them here, wherever you want. I promise I'll get back to you. Okay. Have an awesome day, everybody. I'll speak to you soon.